Good morning, everybody. Let's look at another topic today, which is pricing decision, right? And when, as a company, it is important to set your price, right? And when you are setting your price will be in line with your objectives, right? So every company have different ways of setting their price. Because your price will determine whether your long-term objective will be achieved or not. Once you set a price that is not aligned with the market, and in setting your price in the market, you're not aligned in the market in the sense that if your market is a perfect competitive market, your price must be in line with the market. I get it now. That is one of the things. So you have a lot of factors to consider when you are setting your price. When you talk of the price, we have different methods of setting price, right? I will go to that because that's one of the areas we are going to. In setting your price, we have certain factors that you need to consider when you are setting price, right? One of the factors you consider is look at demand and supply at that time, right? Those factors you consider there, you can put it here. That's the logic here in setting your price. One of the things you need to consider is what is your cost of your product, right? What's the cost of production? I get it now. The cost of your production will be important in setting your price because you won't want to set a price that below your cost because you want to make profit, right? Another thing you also need to know is that what is your corporate objectives? It's very important there. Because when you say you want to set a price below your cost, depends on your objective. Are you a profit-making organization? Are you a not profit-making organization? Depends on what is your long-term objective. Your price setting will be in line with your long-term objectives. A company can set a price even below the profit, below the what? Below the production. If you are thinking that, okay, let's say for example now, you want to chase away a competitor in your market, you want to multiply that market. You have you are in an estate now. Only two of you are selling the product. You want to find a way to chase away. You are not selling that product at a loss. I guess now. With hope that when that person leaves the market, you multiply the what? The estate. So what we are saying is that one of the factors to consider when you are setting your price is what? Is your long-term objectives. It is your that will determine what price you set. A company that's not for a profit making may not bother about what is the profit on it. We bother at what is the efficiency. Does this product achieve our goal, achieve our objective? Not to make profit. They can even be selling at what? At a price below the what? Production cost. So far, their what? Objective is not a profit. But a company that is profit making, look at what do you have to achieve. Do you want to make profit? Right? Fine. That means if we want to make a profit, we can't set a budget. We can't set a price below our what? Our cost. So that's one of the factors you consider. Another factor you consider is that you consider the nature of the company's product, right? What is your product? Is your product a necessity or a luxury item? I get it now. If your product is, let's say for food, let's say for example now, food. Food is what? Is necessity, Even if the price is increasing, you can only make noise. What will you do? You still buy. I get it now. But if your product is luxurious product, items, definitely only those who have money must buy. I get now. If I don't have the money, the price go up beyond what I think. I used to go to ShopRite every weekend. I see that the cost of things has increased. I say, okay, what am I going to buy there? It's not the choice how much of everything. Okay, if it's not the basic, it's not the necessities, it's a basic need. I want to buy this watch. It's not a necessity to me. Depends. It can be necessity to some people. That's now. It's not necessity. It's not a necessity to me. It's just what luxurious items. So if it is too high, I won't buy. I get it now. If it's high, you can say, okay, since it's high, only the guys I'm targeting, I can set my price up. I get it now. So that is one of the factors you consider. You also consider the availability of the close substitute. I get it now. In setting your price, you look at, does your product has a close substitute? For example, now you're talking about, let's talk about soft drink now. You have Coca-Cola, we have Biggie, we have Pepsi, right? If the Coca-Cola set their price too high, what will you do? Say, oh God, it's not the same purpose they are serving. Let me drink what? Let me go for Pepsi or Biggie. I get it now. You look at, does your product has a close substitute? If the product has a close substitute, you have to be what? Very careful of what your price. Like now, fish and meat. If you go to market, you say, how much is a fish? You say, this is too much. Meat. How much is that one? I get it now. You talk of Bonfita and Milo. You look at the price of Bonfita, it's too high. Okay, do you get Milo? How much is that one? Is there another one? So you have to consider the availability of what? Of the close substitute of your product. Another thing you also need to consider is what? Is your elasticity of demand of your product. Is your product a perfect elastic? Is it inelastic or relatively? I guess now. Or perfectly inelastic, right? When you talk elastic, means that what is the reaction of the consumer in buying your product to the changes in the price? If the reaction is perfectly elastic, any small changes in price, they are not coming to you again. Let's say, for example, now we are in a competitive market. The bag of rice in the market is 100,000 naira. The market is selling homogeneous product. Many buyers, many sellers, right? And then in that market, you as a person increase your price beyond what other people are selling. What will they do? They leave your market. So I'm going to use that. That's an example. But what I'm saying here is that you have to consider what will be the reaction of the consumer to your changes in price. If the reaction is that a little changes in price will lead to a greater changes in demand, because we know that the lower the price, the higher the quantity demanded, and the higher the price, the lower the quantity. If you mistakenly increase your price small, you see that demand will perfectly drop. That's a perfectly elastic. When you say perfectly inelastic, it means that if we change the price, they are going to know they must still buy. Necessity. For example, electricity. When they increase the tariff, band A, band B, let me make noise. It's also small. Those who avoid to buy solar, they go for solar. Those who are about to what? To what? I will be using the generator. Go ahead now. Let's see compare. I get you now. So these are the things we talk about. Food is increasing every day in the market. Are you not buying the food? You must still be buying. So you must consider the elasticity of your product. Another factor to consider, which I've said earlier as well, is the cost of what? Cost of the production. We need to consider that. I get it now. And then also, you also need to consider the nature of the market. The market of your product. Is your market a competitive market? Is your market a private competitive market? Is it a duopoly market? Is it an oligopoly market? What is the nature? Because if your market is a perfect competitive market, is your market a monopoly market? If it's a monopoly, you are the only seller to them. Increase your price, they have no choice, they will buy. Is your market a perfect competitive market? All of you are plenty there. Once you mistakenly change your price, they are not coming to you, they are going to the next person. Simple. You want to buy rice in the market, you go rice, you know that you already have the information about the market. Bag of rice 100,000. You get there, say, rice 105. Say, 105,000. You live there. How much your own? I get you now. So that's what they talk. You need to consider the nature of the market is very important. At the same time, what is the policy of the company? Your company policy determine how to determine your price. If a company is using cost plus method, you know that what's the cost and then how much profit is the company's target? 50%. So you have to look at what the company's policy. You need to consider that. And then what is the government legislature on pricing? There's some product that the government is regulating the pricing. I mean, like PMS, right? So they regulate the pricing. They will set the what? This is the price, or like electricity and some other product that they are regulating. So if the company the government has specific regulatory agency of the price of your product, you have to be in line with what? With the policy. You need to consider all these things. Another thing you need to consider is what is the life cycle of your product? What is the present stage of your product in its life cycle? I get it now. What is it? You have to consider all those factors. Are you just launching the product to the market? Is your product already reached a saturated stage where you need to bombard a lot of promotional activities, or is your product just at a growth stage? I get it now. So all these things determine how to set the price for your product. Is that what? We have not said anything. We are still playing. Now, all these factors and your material, please look at them. But this is not where we are going. What we are actually going is what? Is the pricing method. Those are the factors. Those are the factors to consider when you are setting price. So those are the factors that determine your price. So like, what is the actual cost of your production? What is the nature of your market? What is there availability of what? Of close substitute? I get it now. What is the nature of the elasticity of your product, of your price? I get it now. What is your market share? What is the product stage in the life cycle? And all those things, you consider all those things. So, product cycle. Like the product life cycle. Like product life cycle. So, now, where we are actually going is methods of setting price. There are so many methods. There are so many what? Methods. Well, we have one of the common methods, which is what? Cost plus method. Cost plus pricing method. Let me put pricing method here. Since Favor already say pricing. This method is one of the traditional methods. I will know that when you talk about cost plus, it's just at what is the cost of your product plus a markup. Plus markup. That is, what is the cost of the product plus a certain percentage of that cost, which serves as what? As a profit element, right? But the issue here is that what is cost to A may not be cost to B. If you look at one of the methods we use under relevant cost, they said use a relevant costing pricing method. In that case, the cost to that company based on their policy is what? Is only the relevant cost. I get it now. Some material, some policy will be our own cost is only the factory cost. So the cost there will be what is your factory cost plus certain percent of that factory cost. I get it now. Some things, okay, we are not only looking at factory cost, production cost, we are looking at what is the total cost. factory cost plus all the other costs. I mean, like it, factory cost plus selling and distribution cost plus administrative cost. All these costs give us the total cost, then plus a percentage, I mean, which is a profit element. Plus markup. That is that. Another way, some company can look at, okay, our own targeted return, which is a profit, I mean, should not be calculated on cost. I mean, they can calculate what on their investment. So that's what we call targeted return pricing strategy. I mean, you invest 100,000, let me say 100 million. The company said that our own price is 20% of the investment. I mean, so definitely, no matter what cost is, the profit element is not determined on the cost. I mean, if that profit element is determined on the investment and added to the cost. I get it now.
Okay, investment plus markup. That's okay. That's another method.
So that's what I'm talking about. What we call targeted return pricing strategy. But it's also considered the cost plus at that level. I mean, the only difference is that it's now the cost plus that profit that you are calculating now will now be on percentage, certain percentage on investment. It's also under cost plus. I get now, but your return can be calculated on investment instead on, we call it targeted return. Targeted return. I get now. What I'm saying here is that under the cost plus, what we are saying that it's a cost plus certain element of profit. I mean, yes. Cost plus a percentage. So it may be the percentage of the cost. It may be the percentage of what? Of the investment, which is still going to be added to the cost. I can say my policy here. Hold on. I can say my policy here is 30% on cost markup. I can say on factory cost. Right? I can say, okay, my own is 20% on total cost. All these two now, these two, they are just a profit element, I mean, to be added to the cost to determine your price, right?
The first one is added to the normal factory cost.
Yes.
The second one is added to the total cost.
I get it now. So these two methods, they are what? They are cost plus. I mean, what I'm telling you that this certain element you are calculating now, I can say that my own is 10% profit element on investment, which will still be added to what? To the cost.
So this 10% now is on
investment.
And the investment is the cost. No,
yeah, it's like a cost, but it's not the product cost.
So that means 10% on investment of investment
is a profit.
That is added on the cost.
Yes, that's what I say now.
The total cost of factory cost.
That's what I say now.
So they will not do calculation on total cost of factory cost, but the calculation is investment.
That's what I say now. That when you say cost plus, may not be the profit element may not be only calculated on cost, may also be calculated on the investment. It is about our policy.
So
added to the total cost. Anytime they say targeted return like this, they call this one targeted return. They are targeting a particular return on their investment. I get now, which will be added to the cost. That's the cost plus pricing strategy. Cost can be anything, and a return on it, profit element may be calculated on the cost or on the investment. I get it now. Take note. Another pricing strategy is what we call this one. This is the common pricing strategy that we all know most of the time. But we have some.
That's two of them.
That is cost plus Cost plus price is one. Cost plus pricing strategy, and then you call this one, you can call it what? Let me just say targeted return pricing method. I get now, which will be calculated on what? On the investment. I mean, so to be added to the cost.
Okay, we calculate on the investment.
On investment.
Plus will be added to the
I get you now.
backup.
Yes. So if you look at these two, this method is still like a cost plus. I get you now, because you are adding a profit element to the cost. But these are the methods we generally know. It's one of the traditional methods. I mean, but we have some other pricing strategy, like what? Like penetration, like skimming. When you are launching a new product, you have different prices you can use. Penetration is a price that you use when launching a new product by setting a price, a low price for the product. It is a pricing strategy that involves setting a low price when you are launching a new product. Why are you doing that? You are setting that low price to what? To chase away the competitor from entering the market. For example, now, let's say, for example, we have, let's say POS now is a very competitive business, right? You can go to everywhere and say everybody have POS. But your own, and then let's say generally, or most of the time, the from 1,000, let's say to 10,000 is 100 naira. Abi?
1,000 to 5,000.
1,500 naira. Okay, let's just assume that.
I have my business, but
May that said 1,000 to 10,000. I just use somebody. But majority is 1,000 to 5,000 100 naira. So don't worry. But let's say 1,000 to 10,000 100 naira. Abi? You now set your own that okay, 1,000 to 10 naira, to 10,000 50 naira. 1,000 to 10,000 50 naira. It is about your target. Maybe somebody need cash from you. When they bring the cash, somebody need and give you money, say better money. So you are getting more money from withdrawal than deposit. So you want to attract you to bring more deposit. You want people to be bringing money. If you are free, but you don't want to give them free, bring it because you have a target. Look at it now. It's about the policies, about what you want to achieve. That's what determines your long-term objective of what? You bring them in. Look at it now. When you set 50 naira to launch in that product, it's a product, I mean, you are launching in that community, in that environment, in that estate, 50 naira. Do you think people will come and set another their own closer to you? They will run away from you because they say, this is a low price. How is it getting profit? It's not paying paper. It's not paying for electricity. It's not paying staff. How is it getting it? But your own target is not from deposit. You need that money to what? To get your withdrawal. Because you are charging more on that. Or somebody is collecting that money and you are charging that person premium price.
or you have excess of money.
All you need even excess for business, for something. Can you see now? So that you with that, by charging a low price, you chase away what? The competitors. They don't want to enter that market. And then when you talk of this pricing strategy, there are certain factors that must consider when you are using this pricing strategy. I mean, one of the factors is that it must be it may be an existing product. I mean, the POS business, people are already selling it. I mean, they're already doing this in business. I mean, for everybody. Then you want to enter that market. I mean, and then you want to use that to discourage the new entrant into the market. Can you see now? So when you started that in that estate, they can say, hey, go to Wale, it's 100 naira. Another guy says, it's 50 naira. You don't say 100 naira. 100 naira. Okay, go to Wale. People will still be patronizing the other people where they are, but they are going to be minimal. If they can't go to that Wale, they say, okay, this one is, give me. I can't go to Wale. I'm going to go give me. I get it now. So, but people that are very sensible, they will not even step closer to you. You use that method when the price is what? Is uh, elastic. I get it now. The product is highly elastic. You have what? Penetration. What do you mean by that? It means that when you charge low price, you have high demand. So that will cover up with what you need. I get it now. And then the product has a short initial period in the life cycle. You want to quickly do that to enter the growth stage. I get it now. So those are the things you used to consider. But when you talk of penetration, you charge low price, right? The scheme is opposite. Scheme is what? When you charge high price when launching a product. I get it now. When you charge high price, as competitors are coming in now, you are now reducing the price in order to remain competitive in the market. I get it now. When you look at that, if you look at this particular method, always use when you have a new product in the market, not existing product. For example, we look at it when we have Excel, we are using Excel that time, right? Then along the line, QuickBook come. If you look at that stage, QuickBook is very high, price high. But later, another stage, different one they are coming. So you charge that high price at the beginning. What are you going to do? You want to recover your investment on it quickly. Because it is a product that is new in the market. And it also must be a product that has a short life cycle. Short life cycle. If a product have a long life cycle, you can use a penetration. But if a product have a short life cycle, it means that you have to quickly recover your money, because within 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years, your product may be outdated. Another product may be launched. People are now abandoning QuickBook now. Some people are using what? Sage. People are not even using Sage again. Okay, let's go to the next level. I get it now. So you use it. You use scheming. Why? It is a product that has a short life cycle. I get it now. You use what? Scheming when you talk of all these factors. So it has a life cycle. So you have to recover your what? So we also have what we call different method. We have which one? I don't want to stress myself. The one has a name. You want to know my what?
The reason is because
Scheming, price penetration.
developmental cost.
That's what I say now. Because you want to, it has a short life cycle. If you didn't recover your investment cost quickly, the product is out of the market already. So that's why you use what? Scheming. You can also use passive value pricing. When you say passive value, is that you charge them based on what the value perceived by the client. I get it now. You use that one. So based on the value perceived by the what? Based on the value of the product given to the client. How did they perceive that price? I get it now. That now, at this point, I can charge Mr. A 100,000. I can charge Mr. B 10,000 naira. I get it now. So it depends on how they value. How did they value that particular product? So, but you have what you call price discrimination. That is differentiation pricing. I mean, so when you talk of this particular method, you only use this method when your product has a different, it's very unique. I mean, you can distinct your product from other products. I mean, or
Penetration.
that is what differential pricing. So, or you can also charge premium pricing strategy. I mean, when you say premium, I charge you high price. I mean, but for me to charge you high price, I'm going to give you a premium features. I get to know. So look at it. If you look at Samsung is using their even iPhone. They have their target, right? They are not targeting everybody. They are targeting the high class people. I mean, why are they doing that? Their product has some distinct features from others. I get to know. So therefore, they can charge a premium pricing. That we are giving these features, this is the price we are charging you for it. So we have so many pricing strategies you can use. I don't want to waste my time on that. We have target costing pricing strategy. We have target costing pricing strategy, right? When you what? When the price, you call it a customer-oriented pricing strategy. I get now. Customer-oriented pricing strategy that focus on what customer can pay for the product. I get now. So what I mean by that is this. When you say target costing price strategy, your focus is on, look at the traditional method. You determine the cost, right? Then you now set the what? You have the profit element. But for the customer targeting, for the target costing price strategy, you determine what is the targeted price.
Okay,
from the price. You set a price, let's say 100 naira. Okay. You now subtract your expected profit margin. That okay, our company price to make a profit of 30%. What is a 30% of 100? 30 naira. So therefore, your target cost should not more than 70 naira. You are not starting from the cost like traditional method of cost plus. You are starting from what? Price. Deduct your what? Your expected profit margin to arrive at your target cost. You now go to production room. The design of the product should not more than 70 naira. I get now. You have to reduce your material, get the same quality but at a reduced price. We are going to do that at when you get to what? A particular method there. We have what? Bundling method. When you say in bundle, right? So we also have psychological pricing strategy, right? Psychological. I need to look at psychological in the sense that it's a psychological in the sense that the price is not actually reduced, but psychologically it seems reduced.
Okay.
But in real value, it's not reduced. But psychologically, it is reduced. For example, now, a product that is 100 naira, they now said the price is 99.99. Regardless of what? Of one kobo.
Yes.
If you buy two units, you are getting only 2 kobo. I get you now. But psychologically, they say, oh, their price is cheaper. But when you can get 1 naira, you must buy 100.
In psychology, the first impression is that it's 99 naira.
So the first impression that is 99 naira. But is it 99 naira?
No, it's 100 naira.
So psychologically, the price is reduced, but in reality, it's not. There's no reduction there. So that's what they call. So I've seen some questions that they ask. If you look at the question we did under relevant cost, right? They ask this question there. That first question, when they say that with justification, suggest a price slide that the company should use for the environmentally differential something product. I will see that product is unique in the market. Is special, is environmentally friendly. So definitely I can charge skimming high. So your method you are introducing here should not be a low price method. Should not even be a bundle. Should be a price that have high. I can say okay, premium price. I will now explain why it's premium. Because it has unique features. I can say okay, skimming. Let me charge skimming. Why? If they charge high price and they launch it in Nigeria, in that country, when the competitor are coming, they can be reducing it. I get it. Because when they say their price is environmentally, by the time they are launched in that country, other countries will be looking at how did they arrive with and start to produce a similar product. I get it now. So in that case, you can use skimming or premium. So those are the things we need to look at. But that's not where we are going. So what I'm saying in this topic is that they can ask you theory, they can ask you calculation. It's possible. So the determination, they can ask you, they can even ask you, they can ask you this particular method in what? In another topic. Look at the question we solve under limiting factor. What they say in A in B? What is determine the price of the two products, biggie and smallie. That's the pricing strategy. And the company using what? Cost plus method. I get it now. You can see this topic in another topic, another question. So that is what it is. So let's look at one or two questions. I will be fast today because we don't have the time. I will just solve the question I can solve, then we go. Let's look at question number 1 quickly. I will not waste time on that question number 1.
Kafayat Ltd has recently developed a new product called Zip, and its selling price must now be determined. The pricing policy of Kafayat Ltd requires that products earn a return on invested capital of 20% per annum.
Hold on there. When they said invested capital, which method is that? Target. So their return now is on invested capital. Go ahead.
The company expects a 30% gross profit.
Now, your gross profit now, if you're a manufacturing company, it is your factory cost, have you? Gross profit is what? Is on cost of sales, have you? You do not include other costs like what? Selling and distribution, have you? So because of gross profit is on the cost of sales, right? So what I say that the gross profit is what? Is calculated on the factory cost, on the cost of sales, right? For example, now, is that on sales? What I'm saying now, but what I'm saying here is that they are trying to bring difference between. Okay, read the next one.
The company expects a 30% gross profit margin or
Okay.
10% net profit margin.
Go ahead.
The budgeted production cost per unit of Zip based on normal capacity of 12,000 units per annum are direct material 4 naira, direct labor 5 naira, other variable cost 3 naira, specific fixed cost 2 naira, allocation of general factory overhead 4 naira. Marketing the product is expected to cause a rise in total selling and distribution cost of 32,000 naira. Before Zip was considered, the general administration costs were forecast to rise by 24,000 in the coming year. But with the introduction of Zip, the increase would be 36,000. Zip incurred development cost of 70,000, which will be capitalized and written over 5 years. If Zip is marketed but written immediately, it is not market. If Zip is marketed but written immediately, if it is not marketed.
You come back from SIP incurred development cost of 70,000, which will be capitalized and written off over 5 years if the SIP is marketed.
Okay.
But written off immediately if it is
off.
not marketed.
So off is what is written there. Okay. Depreciation of a new plant equipment and other fixed assets is allowed for in the allocation of general factory overhead. Plant equipment and other fixed capital invested required to produce Zip will cost 120,000, and investment in working capital amounting to 5 naira per unit of output will also be required. We are required to determine the selling price using full cost plus and target return pricing.
If you look at this question now, they said determine the price of the product using the what? The cost plus method and what? And a targeted return pricing method. They can just give you all those parameters up and ask you to determine the selling price only. But which one will you know? How will you know? Yes, how will you know? They told you 3 things in the question up there. They said the company is their policy to have 20% on invested capital. That is a targeted return pricing method. They may not even tell you A, cost plus, B, this. They can just say determine the price of the product. I get it now. But they give you 3 parameter up. The first one is what? Is 20% on invested capital. That's what? Targeted return price. They now say 30% on gross. 30% of what? Of gross profit. That their margin is what? Is 20%. Is 30%. When you look at it at that point, and your gross profit is what? Sales minus what? Minus cost of sales. What you are saying, the cost you are talking about at this level here is not the total cost, is what? Is the factory cost. Does not include other costs like selling and distribution and admin cost. Do you get it now? They now say or 10% of net. Which means other costs must now be included. I get it now. So what I'm saying is that they can give different questions at this level and give different parameters and just go to the end and say determine the price. So you must calculate your price based on the 3 parameters given to you. So please take note of that. So now this first parameter is what? Is 30% return. 20% return, So, but here they help us. Kafayat Ltd, right? The A says I know I wear white. I'll be careful. I don't know how to wear white now. Only God can help me. Let's use cost plus method, right? They give you your cost in unit, They give you the total unit, which is 12,000, If you like, you can calculate your figure. How many units? 12,000 units. 12,000 units. 12,000 units. If you like, they are producing 12,000 units per annum. You can get your figure by multiplying the total. What you are having is what? We are having the sales value. You need to divide by 12,000 back to know what is the selling price. Because they say determine the selling price. Selling price is in unit, not in total. I get it now. Or I can, instead of me to get the total, I can calculate by what? By calculating unit directly. So I'm using what? Selling price. I can go in different way. Are you with me now? Which must give us the same answer. Look at it here. We want to use the unit here. I will just come here. Now, if, let me say for 30% margin, gross margin, am I right? I will just look at this point, I need only factory cost, right? I have the cost, which include material, right? How much material? If I want to get the total times 12,000. Labor again? 5. What again? Other variable cost. How much is it? 3 naira. What again? Specific fixed cost. How much is it? What again? That is general factory overhead, How much is it? How much am I having? This is the factory cost. If I want to go for the total, I don't remember what by what? By 12,000, 12,000, 12,000. I'm going to have the total factory cost. I can go in unit, I can go in total. Then here, my profit now is how many percent? What is 30% of 18 naira? No? 5.4. What am I having? That is 23.4. That is selling price. If I want you to use total now, let's use total. 80 times 12,000. What do you have? 216,000 plus profit. What is the 30% of this? 30% of this? 64,800, right? Total the two together and divided by 12. What do you have?
So how did you get 64.8?
30% of. Yes. What do we have? Point what? How much is it? 64 sorry. Don't mind me. Because I must see the same figure.
Exactly.
23.4. That's what I'm saying now. So case close there. So you can use unit, you can use total. You are good to go. Just know what you need to do. I get it now. Please take note. Then for 10%, right? 10% net margin. In this case, we have factory cost, which is what? 18 naira, right? Then we now bring the other cost, right? So this is where any other cost like seller, distribution, administrative, anything, you now come here. Oh yeah, let's go. What are the other costs? Give it to us in the question. What are the other costs given us? Selling and distribution. Selling and distribution. What did they say regarding selling and distribution? What did they say regarding selling and distribution? Right? They said selling and distribution what is 32,000. What is your budgeted unit here? It now be 32,000 divided by 12,000. What do you have? $2.67. What again? Administration cost. What do you say regarding administration cost? Yes. Read it. I want to hear what they said here.
And they say that general administration costs were forecast to rise by 24,000. That's before ZIP was considered.
Look at it. They said it was forecasted that general admin will be increased by 25,000 without ZIP. But with ZIP, it increased to what?
36,000.
What is the relevant cost of ZIP here?
12,000.
Can you see now? So without ZIP, generally, their price supposed to be 24. I mean, but with ZIP is what? So therefore, ZIP make it to increase by what? 12,000. And now with 12,000 divided by what? 12, Abi. That is 1. Right? What again? Development cost. What happens to development cost? 70,000 naira for how many years? For 5 years. If you look at it here, you are calculating for annual. 1 year, which what? Depreciation. Have you? That depreciation will now be 70 by what? 5. What do you have? Now with 14,000 divided by what? 12. What do you have? 12,000 units now. Per year is what? 14,000. 1.17. So what is your selling price here? No, what is your total cost per unit here? $22.84. Then profit at 10% is what? 2.28. Abi? So what is your selling price? 25.12.
How do you get depreciation of 14,000?
They said the development cost is 70,000 naira, which will be written over what? 5 years. So you want to use total now. What will you do? 216, Abi, plus 32, plus 12, plus 40,000, Abi, divided by what? 12,000 units. Must be equals to what? 25.12. If it's not the same thing, that's a problem. Yeah, write it. No.
Sorry, that question she asked. You say you got the 14. What do you divide by?
They said the development cost
Divided by
is 70,000, which will be written off over 5 years.
So we will have to consider depreciation.
So that is, and they are calculating, they said the 12,000 units per annum. This is the annual computation. What is the price in the year?
What the relevant developmental costs for one?
So, but development cost was if for how many years? 5 years.
So that's the relevant developmental cost for 1 year.
For 1 year. Yes?
What did you say we should add?
Okay, want to go for total? Oh, yeah, 216,000
No, I'm 1,000.
plus,
Okay, I will have to add.
2,000.
no. Factory cost, which is 18 here, Abi. That is 18 times 12,000, Abi. Give all this. Plus 32,000. That is what? Selling and distribution. Plus admin, 12,000. Then plus development, depreciation of development cost, Abi, which is 14,000. What do you have?
274,000.
Divided by what? 12,000 units. What's the price per unit?
22.8.
20 what?
22.8.
That is total cost per unit. So when you have that 274, Abi, 270 what? Times by 12. Times by 12,000 back. I want you to get that figure.
274,000.
274,000. Then the profit element is what? Is a 10%. With 27,400, right? When you total it together, divide by what? 12. Must give you this. If you look at Roman figure 2 now, they now say use a targeted return pricing strategy. But they may not say that, because this is one of the questions somewhere. They may not say that, I can just say determine the price, but they have given the parameter for 3. So you have to determine that. So what we are doing here is that we don't have any issue. What is the total cost per unit? 22.84. Bring it in.
So, but this is okay.
Targeted return pricing, Abi. The total cost per unit is what? 22.84. Now, return now. Return, which is going to be calculated on what? On investment, Abi. Now, go to the question. What is the total investment? Let's quickly calculate that investment. Working. Total investment. Abi, how much is it?
No one they know. No one is saying All the plant equipment etc. is not to 120,000, and investment in working capital.
We have allocated that one.
So
Look at it.
So all of the
Beside the plants and the other fees invested, in capital invested, required to produce ship was 120,000 naira. We have plant and equipment, plant and equipment, 120,000. Any other thing? We now have working capital. How much is it? 5 naira per unit, are we?
60,000. That's 12,000 times 5.
Definitely. Okay. That is 15. 1 naira times what? 12, are we? That is what? 60,000. So you give us 180,000, are we? But we are using the unit here. It will be how many percent? 20% times what? 180,000 divided by what? 12. See, we are using unit. What do you have? £3. Now become what? 25.84 as selling price. So if you look at it now, it's based on this return or profit is calculated on what? On. So instead of, you can call this one profit, is allowed. I get it now. Profit. You can call it profit, you like. This profit is calculated on investment. I get it now. That's what you need to know. Next question. Question 2, go and solve it by yourself. I don't want to waste time. Favor, what are you asking?
It's the same question we asked.
This one. Is it 12,000 or just 12?
12,000 units. Okay, here we. This is 12,000 units. Yes, sir. Question number 3, what did they say in 3? I will just explain that 3. There's nothing in that question number 3. Because that question, if you see it for the first time, you may likely get only one answer and lose the remaining answers.
And leave the remaining.
Question number 2 will likely solve it next week if I'm in good form.
12.
But we are
2.
doing 3 today.
3.
We do 3 today.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma. Madam Titi, please, question number 3. Listen, that question number 3, I'm not solving it completely. I want to explain something for you guys there. Very easy. Oh yeah, Madam Titi.
Gaslad Ventures is a Nigerian printing company that bids on a wide variety of designs and printing jobs. Tadeo Okonkwo, the MD/CEO, prepares bids for most of the jobs. His cost budget for 2013 is as follows: material 500,000, labor 200,000, overhead, variable overhead 250, fixed 150, total overhead is 400,000. Total production cost of the job is 1,100,000. Selling and administration, variable 85,000, fixed 120, total cost 1,305,000. Okonkwo has a target profit of 295,000 for 2013. Required: in respect of the job, compute the average target markup percentage for
In
setting
respect of the job, compute what?
the average target markup percentage
Average target markup. We are calculating markup in respect of what? Oh yeah.
for setting prices as a percentage of prime costs in bracket material and labor cost, variable production cost, total production cost, all variable costs, total cost.
If you look at this question, calculate the average target markup percentage for setting prices as a percentage of prime cost, variable production cost, total production cost, or variable cost, total cost. If care is not taken, you are only getting Roman figure 5. Yes. What is markup? Markup percentage is what? Profit all over what? All over cost. Abi? That's the markup. Margin is what? Profit all over sales. Abi? Am I right? And your profit is what? Sales, Abi? Minus what? Cost. Yes or no? If care is not taken in this question, if you are seeing this question for the first time, you may likely get only Roman figure 5 if you are not even mistaking it. Because what is Roman figure 1? They say as a percentage of prime cost. What is the cost there? What they are trying to tell you here is that what they call cost depends on the companies. I can say my cost is only variable cost. Yes. I can say my cost is a factory cost. I mean, what cost to me may not be cost to you. I mean, I can say my cost is only prime cost. I mean, the cost perspective determine what will be my markup. I can say my own cost is only the relevant cost. I mean, are you getting it now? What we know is that the profit is sales minus whatever I call cost. I mean, let me solve number 1 for you. They said calculate markup percentage as calculate markup as a percentage of prime cost. Prime cost. I mean, in this case, what's my cost here? Cost is what? Cost is what? Only prime cost. That's at this point now. The cost is what? Is only prime cost, which is also known as what? Direct cost, which is direct material, direct labor, and direct expenses. So I will now say, okay, in this case, the prime cost, I will now say the profit is sales. How much is sales in this question? They didn't give us, say, when they get the total for the targeted profit, Abi, profit plus cost, give us what? Sales. Give me the sales value. Don't worry, leave that one. 1,600,000. That is the cost. That is the sales value, Abi. But in this case, my cost is what? Prime. Oh yeah, give me the cost of prime there. 700,000 naira.
This variable overhead is
Will not be there. Direct material and direct labor. We have here. We have material and labor. They don't even help you that prime cost is what? Material and labor. If I'm the one, I will not put it there. Yes, because 1.3 is what? Is a total cost. Total cost per pound is what? Is a sales.
But since we're using our prime cost as our
The first that what is the sales value? Are we? The sales value in this question now. Okay, we didn't do that. They just say sales. Less this. Are we? I get it now. The sales value of this company is this amount. I get it now. What is changing is now what? Is now our what? Our cost changing. But the sales value of this company is this. The only thing that the percentage of the profit will be changing. You will see. I get it now. Look at it here. They said 1.6 minus prime cost, which is 700,000. the total cost plus profit.
Okay.
So in this case, my profit is what? 900,000. I mean, look at it. 900,000. Therefore, markup. We now, which is the profit over what? Cost. I mean, we now be 900,000 divided by what? Cost is what? 700,000 times 100. What do you have? 1.2. Okay, 128%. I mean, 0.57. I mean, percent.
What's this question? If we're using our prime cost as a total cost,
Yes.
why can't we just say 700,000 plus 295
Okay, plus
95,000.
to get our 9?
anything you are using, you must have the same value. Abi? Hold on. Cost to you now is 700,000. Abi? Your markup, which is the profit, at what? 1258.57. Abi? That's the markup. At this level, that's the markup. Abi?
At that level, yes.
Oh yeah, calculate it on this 700,000. What do you have? What do you have? Yes. Now 100,000.
Yeah, that's what we are saying now.
What is your sales?
Why can't we say 700,000
Plus, yes, 295,000.
which is not
Because the 1.3, I mean, because it's based on the total cost.
Okay.
But because we are to be considering what's my cost. So that means that we are not in the other cost elements yet.
You guys,
Can we just try and see?
don't worry now. There's no to try. There's no to try what is wrong. Let me explain it to you. Look at it. If your sales, in this case, your percentage of markup will be changing. Whatever your cost is, Abi, your sales will still the same. Abi, what is changing is your profit element. The cost is changing, your profit is changing, your sales is still remain the same. The budgeted sales for this company is how much? What is the budgeted sales? Are you getting now? Their budgeted sales is 1.6. Don't, because you are looking at it because they give you in the way that cost and the budgeted profit, Abi. Are you getting now? That is on total cost. Abi, whether they give you in that form or not, what is the budgeted sales for this company? I get now. What will be changing now is that if they now say that now our cost is only prime cost, their sales is still 1.6. I mean, their budgeted is what? 1.6. I mean, but their profit element will now change. Okay, when you get 128.57 as a markup, Abi, if your cost is what? Is 700. Markup is calculated on what? On cost, Abi. And your cost is 700, Abi. What's that 1.28 on that cost? 900. What are you gathering at the final answer 6? Whatever markup your cost you are calling, your budgeted must be equal to what? 1.6. I get it now. Forget how, okay, let's say in this question, the question says, budgeted say is 1.6. Then I say the cost element are as follows. They now support cost, total cost. Abi? But the budget is what? 1.6. It's because the way they give you the information. Because if you didn't know that you need to add that budgeted profit to that total cost to get budgeted sales, you can't solve this question. You just be getting wrong answers. Because I can say, okay, the budgeted sales for the Gaslight Limited is 1.6 and the cost is as follows. Look at it here. I get it now. So they are giving is their budget. Our budgeted sales here is 1.6, irrespective of what we are using as a profit. I mean, our sales must equal to what? 1.6 1.6. But if we now say that, okay, what if the cost is our prime cost? It means that our markup will be what? Higher. I get it now. That's why I say when you are calculating that percentage on that cost, you must do that 1.6 back. If not, you are not getting it. Are you getting it now? So I say, if you are seeing this card for the first time, you may likely get only one.
So that's what this means. Because I mean, once it's prime cost, I won't even bother in all the other. I'll just go and do prime cost.
So that is it. So for B, round figure 2, what did they say? As a percentage of variable production cost. Look at it. The markup as a percentage of variable production cost. Abi? So here, my profit will be says 1.6. Abi? How much my cost here? Is that what? 785,000. I get it now. Direct material, direct and the variable production cost. I get it now. It will not go to other variable costs. Production cost. I get it now. That is
variable production. 250.
that's 250 now. You are not including what?
Can we include overhead?
You are not including 250. You are including only 250. You are not including fixed production overhead.
No, what happened? It's more than 700.
There was 700 plus what? 250.
250 plus 85.
You see that we're not including overhead, it's just 700 plus.
And which not, I'm asking, this selling admin.
Admin will not be included. They said,
we will not include.
yes, admin will not be there. They said variable production cost.
Oh, okay. So
That is variable and admin cost.
overhead and admin.
Look at it here.
Total production cost. So we include 250. It's 950.
Is that? 85 will not be included. 85 is a what? 85 is a selling and distribute and admin.
So it's only,
But the question says the variable production cost, which will be direct material, direct labor, direct expense, that's the prime cost, plus variable production cost.
Total production cost.
They now say total production cost. Well, now we need to remove what? Fixed.
No, yes.
We need only variable. It will be 700 plus what? 250. That's what? 950 minus 950. How much is the profit here? 650. Abi? So my markup will now be 650 divided by what?
You need to explain it.
650 divided by what? 950 times 100. That is 68 point what? For what? 42. If you calculate on this, you must give back what? 1.6.
That's why my question is that if I just go like this, you have to keep this 950. I just keep the do something. You examine the market.
You get 950, right? Divided by what?
Just get 950
and go.
No, just as we got it now. We examine the market like that. Understand that.
When you say 950, Abi, and you have not done what they ask you to do now. They say calculate markup. You have not calculated the markup now. How will they mark it?
No, I just continue like that. Just like
okay, just say 650.
Without say is material plus labor.
No. You don't need to say that. Just say 950. You're correct now. What we are, you want to be wasting time? What we say is that he say, do I need to say the factory cost with material plus no. What is time on that? Did I put it there? 950 minus 950.
Okay, how do you get this 1.6? The profit.
In the question, the total cost is what? 1,003,000 something.
Yes.
Then plus what? Budgeted profit. That is 6. Total cost plus profit is what? 6. I said I will not do this thing. They will make me to solve it gradually.
You yourself can say it now. You try to take some class. If this kind of question comes, it's only number 5 that we even get.
Percentage of what?
Talking about total cost, it's easier.
Percentage of what? All variable cost.
Variable cost.
Variable cost.
No, number
3.
Number 3 is total production cost.
Okay, total production cost. Total production cost. How much is total production cost? 1.1. I get it now. Because production cost will be what? All the direct cost plus production overhead cost, which is both variable and fixed. So our profit here will now be 1.6 minus 1.1. That will be what? 500, right? So our markup will now be 500,000 divided by what?
If you are meant not to solve this thing, I will be giving me a headache. How did I fix it? How did I make it? It's a matter of making this stuff. How did this thing come?
If I read here, 20, is it? 21? 31.25%.
No, it's not. Sorry.
45.4.
I think the value of the person.
0.45%. The last one,
No, it's not the last.
from figure 4, all variable cost. This is where I will stop. Yes.
Okay, let's do it ourselves.
Oh yeah. What are the all variable costs there?
Okay, all variable costs are overhead variable.
Oh yeah, no, give me one by one.
Variable cost, overhead,
Yes.
and selling and administration.
How much is everything?
That's 950 plus 5.
Imagine you're saying something.
Variable costs are costs that fluctuate in the rate of production.
Yes.
Direct material and direct labor.
Yes, so that's what he said, huh? She did it. He said 950 plus 85.
1035.
That is direct material, direct labor, direct expense, variable product value, and all the other variable costs. 1,035,000. He said variable cost.
So we got this one.
You get this one.
Out of all the 5. So we get.
Because I've explained the.
No, this one is okay. But you have explained this one now. So we're able to remove.
That is it. That is it. You now be. You can conclude. You have solution in your material.
We post this one soon. Without this, I can't see this.